I have no idea if you can hear me in this right now, but we're in the middle of a quarantine for a virus that's going around the United States. Something that's absolutely crazy. It's weird times in the world right now, but I want to take this time to give you guys an update on Aces High, and maybe I'll actually get a chance to work on it, despite all this craziness going around. And let me get this off, and we'll go a little further into it. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm actually standing up in the car in between the frame rails where the firewall used to be, and I'm just trying to get all this old wiring and everything out of here, get that back side of the dash cleaned up, and just paint something back there to just kind of seal it up, and then we'll just get all these wires and all this, like the old radio and all this stuff out of here that's just dead weight pretty much. So that's my legit 1960s Top Fuel mask and helmet setup. It's way too small for my head, the helmet is, so it's crushing my skull and everything. But it's super cool, and it looks cool during the quarantine. But it's really hard to breathe out of, and it's also extremely hot. So anyway, enough of that. Back to the car. So what I wanted to do is give you guys kind of a recap. We made a little bit of progress since the last video, but also kind of wanted to just all the new people that are on the channel, all of our new subscribers and everything, just kind of recap what we're doing and where we're going. First order of business is the deadline. There is a race in Meridian, Mississippi called the Battlefield Gasser Throwdown. That's May the 22nd and 23rd. If it doesn't get postponed because of the virus deal, hopefully not. But if it doesn't, we're going to shoot to have old Aces High here, there, and running. And I'd really like to try to make a pass in it. So since the last video, I didn't really get a lot of footage, but we got the mock-up engine set back in the car. We got the transmission and everything put on it and got it set back in the car. And we were trying to get a location and cut a hole for the shifter to come through. And then, of course, once we got the hole cut, got the shifter and everything mounted to the transmission. And I'll have a little bit more on that, but we really just kind of wanted to double-check the shifter position and make sure that was going to jive with my seating position in the car. So that's what we were checking with this whole segment. Also, now that the deadline is out of the way, we have been working on sheet metal. I'm going to give you a real quick sneak peek, and that's all you're going to get of that, because that's going to be a whole other video in itself. Right.
Just hope it fits. That's gonna roll up.
Pretty sweet. One thing I did do is got the inside of the, I guess you would call it the ceiling, got all that ground out, just all the old insulation and all that crap that was in there. I'm trying to blow all this stuff out of here, and I've already emptied one compressor tank on it. So I'll let the compressor build back up, and we'll go at it again. Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of stuff that came out of there. And sprayed some of that cool Rust-Oleum hammered finish on it, and I've got some cool plans as far as a headliner. It's not actually going to be like a traditional headliner per se, but it will be something to line the ceiling of the car. Today I was just taking some time. We actually got it bent and welded and everything. Shoot, it's been probably a month ago now. but it's starting to get some surface rust on it because of our weird weather here in Mississippi. So went ahead and put some paint on it. I wanted it to be less glossy. It's actually still probably a little glossier than I wanted, but anyway, it'll be okay. It's supposed to be like a matte finish paint. But yeah, I got that done, and out back I got the 2 down tubes. So we got that much done, and yeah, so next thing I just want to kind of recap you guys on about the car and about the build, and what all the details are. And I'm going to flash you some clips of the progress that we've made so far. There's also a playlist with all the episodes up to this point, from this car being completely bone stock 57 Chevy to where it's at now. The car, 1957 Chevy, we're turning it into a late era Gasser. So when I say late era, I mean 1969, 1970. The Gasser era, most people, it's kind of an arguable topic, but around 72, 73 is when it actually ended. That's when most track sanctioning bodies and everything phase Gassers out. But this car is made to be a little bit later. That's when rear tire technology started getting better. The tires started getting a little bigger. And it was less important to have the front ends high. The car started coming down in the nose. My car is not a straight axle car. It is a factory control arm suspension car. We did a lift on it with wagon springs and ball joint spacers. You can check that out in another episode. So we got all that stuff done. Rear suspension's done. 9-inch Ford, long ladder bars, 52-inch long ladder bars, coilovers. And I went a little bit more modern on the coilovers, some adjustable coilovers, mainly because they're cheap and it gives you a lot of adjustability. So we start making some power and start trying to launch this thing. I want to have some adjustability so it's easy to kind of tune the suspension and get it launching right. As far as engine and transmission goes, it's an old school build 427 big block. This is actually a mock-up engine, but there is a video, one of the first videos, in fact, detailing where we built the engine. It's a 30 over 427, which makes it a 431 cubic inch, 11.5 to 1, old school TRW pop-up pistons, rectangle port iron heads, stock block, stock steel crank, stock truck rods or dimple rods. Like I said, full-blown old school Edelbrock TR2 intake, which is the shoebox intake like everybody says. I'm going to show you more on that later. The induction is going to be a little bit unique as well. And so we're going to do all that. Doug Nash 5-speed straight cut race transmission, with the clutch and everything. So we're going to try that thing out and see how it goes. And yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it. We're trying to just come down. I got a fiberglass front cap, which is also another episode. So we're going to do a flip up front, all fiberglass. And then I believe right now the front windshield and the rear glass are going to be factory. We're probably going to do Lexan in the sides to save a little bit of weight. But yeah, as far as that goes, everything else is all factory frame and everything. Just kind of want to give you guys a rundown of the build in case you're new to the channel. I know we got a lot of new people on here that haven't been following this thing. And while we got a little downtime, things are weird right now in our country with this virus. We've never really dealt with anything like this. Here in Mississippi, everything's kind of optional. So really here, it's a lot of business as usual. Of course, people are taking precautions and everything. We're trying not to go into public places and stuff like that. Just want to give you guys an update on it, and we're going to be trying to roll out videos here pretty quick, especially in the next month or so. We're going to be rocking and rolling on this thing. So I really hope you guys are safe and well and continue to try to be that way and do what you got to do. I know there's a lot of people hurting financially and a lot of sick people and everything like that right now, and hopefully our government will jump on that and try to get everybody back rolling, and we'll be back to normal here in a couple months. And I can't wait for that. But for now, guys, get in the garage. If you got a project, use this time wisely. Make some progress. I'm going to be making some progress on mine. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Do I look sweaty?